to be part one of the rebuild of my 2019 fatbob. As you guys know, I was in an accident this past Tuesday, and I'm all good besides some minor road rash and a sprained rotator cuff. The bike, on the other hand, has quite a bit of damage. My dougzcustom Spartan Mini is completely destroyed. I already did like a walkthrough, so I'm just going to kind of go through a little bit. My flow motor levers are pretty messed up. Got a little bit on my grip there. My Memphis Shade handguard is completely gone. My mirror right here is gone. The tank is got a pretty big dent in it right here. Got a little bit damage right here on my air cleaner cover. This peg is completely grinded off. This brake ground down. The exhaust right here, which is the Cobra El Diablo 2-in-1. I love this exhaust. It was a great budget exhaust for me. The insurance gave me quite a bit of money for the exhaust. I ended up getting the S&S Superstreet 2-in-1. This is my helmet right here, if you guys can see that. I skidded across my face pretty good. So that's always good to wear a helmet. I always recommend to wear full face. If I was not wearing a full face, I would have major road rash on my face, I guarantee it. This is the Shoei RF 1200, which the insurance company said since the helmet was in a crash, you got to buy a new helmet. And they ended up giving me $500 for this helmet to buy a new helmet. So I ended up buying the Arai Defiant X. So that should be here Saturday. So the point of this video today is to put on this new exhaust that came in today. First, I'm going to take off this case. This case is the Pelican Vault V250. Unfortunately, it did take a beating, but fortunately, it did take a beating because it saved a lot of my bike, in my opinion. So first, I got to take this off, which is just 2 bolts right here. You can see that 1, 2 bolts, and that's off, and I will get back to you guys here in a second. So we got the bags off. It's time to take off the exhaust. I'm going to actually start off by taking off probably this peg to get it out of this. I know I had an issue the last time getting off the stock one, so I'm going to be doing that. I gotta undo these back bolts here. Obviously the heat shields need to come off. The 2 bolts up in here. Don't forget your O2 sensors. You should really unplug your O2 sensor so you don't rip them. The other one is right here. So I'm gonna get to it. Hope you guys enjoy. And I'm going to get this cranking. Let's get that new exhaust on here. Quick update, we got the passenger peg off, we got the heat shields off. Next thing is to loosen up these clamps. There's 3 of them there, 3 of them there. I'm going to make it as easy as possible for me. Either I'm going to do that, or I'm just going to go to the head bolts here and just take them off of there on both sides. So I got my old exhaust off, which is the Cobra El Diablo 2-in-1. I'm going to be taking off the O2 sensors and a couple brackets and spacers and that, and I will be getting my new exhaust out of the box here in a second. Here's what the bike looks like without exhaust on it. I would start it, but I don't feel like clearing codes. So here's the old exhaust. It's It's been on there for probably 30,000 miles. I definitely got my use out of it. The bike made 113 horsepower and 123 foot-pounds of torque with the Cobra El Diablo. Let's see if we can pick up some horsepower and torque with the S&S Superstreet 2-in-1. I'll be back with you guys when I get it out of the box and start assembling the new exhaust. So here's the old exhaust, the Cobra El Diablo 2-in-1. Like I said, it has some damage from my accident. And here's the new S&S Superstreet. So we're going to get this put on the bike. We'll get a little startup video here. Doing another update. We have one heat shield on. The other one is getting ready to be put on. Starting to look real nice. I went with the S&S Superstreet 2-in-1. The race only one. Not really sure what the difference is. I think this one's just not catted is the only difference. But we're going to get this other heat shield on. And then the cross section heat shield. And it should be ready to go. So here's what the bike looks like with the S&S Superstreet 2-in-1. This one is the decatted one. The race only version. I am going to do a startup here in a second, and let's see how it sounds. So this is going to be the first startup of the Superstreet 2-in-1 by S&S. See what it sounds like. I had the Cobra El Diablo 2-in-1 before. So that's what the Superstreet 2-in-1 by S&S sounds like. That was the first start. I should have had the garage door open, but whatever. So I got the S&S Superstreet 2-in-1 put on last night. I did a little startup. I'm going to do another startup here. This is going to be a cold start. Let's see how it sounds. It sounded pretty good last night, so I only let it run for a couple minutes.